are live.
Live from there.
Let me make
So
sure
clearly I know what we're talking about today. Clearly I know what we're talking about.
Let me go ahead and share this.
Exactly. You know what we're talking about. It's being shared. I got the hat, the throwback Jalen Rose. You know what we're talking about. So what's good?
We got a lot to talk about, folks. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Thank you, Facebook, Instagram, social media, everybody. Come on in.
Shout out to the MySpace followers. We got some MySpace followers on there somewhere. Shout out to them.
Shout out to the Black Planet followers. You know.
Shout out to George of the Jungle. You know what I'm saying? Curious George.
Was I the only thought back in the day that had Black Planet and it's called Mi Gente for my people that I want to be a Spanish lover?
I've never heard of that. I've never heard
of Mi Gente. That's the first.
I went
Look, just take me back to the Yahoo Messenger days. I'm good on that.
Boy, yes.
That's silly.
I used to get home from school. I used to have hello notifications from Yahoo Messenger and MySpace. Well, you was good.
MySpace, you had the photo comments, the page comments, new friend requests.
I remember
top 10.
Man,
the top 10. I used to get mad. That's the real list.
Boy,
that's the real list right there.
Yeah,
had the Soldier Boy playing. We got on my page.
Hey, bro, somebody said on Twitter, like, if you had a MySpace page, you immediately need to put coding on your resume because that's exactly what it is.
Slick. Like, and that's what Slick is used for, Sheedy.
Slick.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and get this just started. Let's be real. The 102 Dalmatians. Let me be real. Let's go.
Let's get it, man.
All right. Yes, y'all know what we're about to talk about today for this Let Me Be Real. Last night. Thought about hopping on this last night, but ain't no sports on tonight. So let's do it tonight. Clippers 104-89. They lost game 7 to the Nuggets. Floor is y'all's, gentlemen. Who want to go first? Matter of fact, let the Lakers fans go first.
Yes, I'm ready for this.
We already on the Lakers. Why we can't talk about the Clippers first? Why y'all got the names? Why we just can't give the Nuggets their talk first? I mean, why we got to go right into the Lakers?
Before we get to the Clippers, let's give our buddy took his flowers, well deserved. I believe he actually had the Nuggets this year in the finals.
He did.
So for them to actually be 4 games away, and for him to actually come out and say that this game was going past 5, and literally was the only person, I think outside of him and maybe Jalen, who are Nuggets fans.
I mean,
those are the only 2 that I know, and maybe another person I know. Shout out to him.
I know. My guy Trinil, he's a Nuggets fan.
Oh yeah, shout out to my homie Julius. He's a Nuggets fan too. So outside of you all, I don't even know how.
I appreciate that, Trevor.
Go ahead, man.
Hey,
I think what we should do. I think I agree with Tim. I agree with Tug. I think we should first give the Nuggets their due. I think we should at least give them some credit. They did come back 3-1. They did come back 3-1 against the Clippers, who a lot of people did say would make it to the finals, would win the NBA finals. So I think we should start there. Before we start there, I also would like to apologize to the Nuggets. A couple of episodes ago, I did say that I wasn't sure how serious the Nuggets were. I would like to apologize by saying that I did say I wasn't sure how NBA teams views them. I thought NBA teams weren't just necessarily scared of the Nuggets. I didn't think that people feared the Nuggets, but they did come back. They came back 3-1. Let's be 100 about it. They shut down Kawhi Leonard and Paul George in the second half of most of the game. So I apologize to the Denver Nuggets. I apologize. The floor is yours, too. Go ahead.
Well, guys, Sharky, let me ask you this, bro. How long have I been talking about the Denver Nuggets? I feel like I've been talking about them at least a couple years.
Yeah, you have.
Give or take.
You have.
So it's like what the system that they have going for them is finally coming in fruition. You got Jamal Murray coming in, doing his thing, you know what I'm saying, wanting the respect, wanting the ball, wanting to show that he belongs in the ranks of the Steph Curry, Dame Lillard's. Like, whether that's true or not, who knows? It's still early in his career, but to have a point guard like that who's dominating, who's giving you 50, who's giving you 40 in a game 7, what more could you ask for? And please don't let me get started about the best center in the NBA, Jokic. Like, you are building that is your franchise player. The big man is not dead. You just have to know what you're doing with him. And Mike Malone knows exactly what he's doing with him. And you also got shooters around him and a system. Paul Millsap, even though he's a little older, he knows what he's doing. And then you got Craig, who's a great defensive player, and Gary Harris coming in. And come on, Ricky, #Ricky. You know what I'm saying? They picked when he got drafted, Michael Porter Jr. was, in our opinion, top 5. Possibly arguably top 3 in his draft class, and he's healthy now, and he wants the damn ball. That's a Nuggets team that should be given their respect, and it shouldn't have went game 7s like that. If it was gonna go game 7, it should have been 3-1. But the fact that they came back and dominated that game 7, you got to give it up to the Nuggets, man.
Hey,
go ahead, Sharky.
I'll say I was muted, but you've been talking about the Nuggets since for about at least 2 years. I mean, we had Blussy the Buzzer, and you was saying talking about the Nuggets, so.
It's the system, but a lot of people and we're going to definitely talk about the Lakers, but a lot of people emphasize, the best players on the team. And I get it. But when you're going against a system that's been installed for 2, 3, 4 years against players who's just now getting the Clippers, they barely played a season together. So you at some point you do have to look at that.
I think everything you just said is the reason why I was rooting for the Nuggets in the previous series that they had with the Jazz. I didn't think that if the Jazz won that series that they would have been able to do what the Nuggets did. And part of the reason why I wanted the Nuggets to win that series is because of the amount of shooters that they had. I mean, they had Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. stepped up, Gary Harris stepped up, the Morris kid, the point guard, he stepped up, but then Jokic, Jesus
Lead
Christ.
The second team.
I didn't see the Jokic one. I didn't see him literally being able to put 25 a game, being able to pass the ball in which he did. I mean, he literally was the point guard of the team, a 7-foot point guard, being able to lead the break, to be able to pass out of the post, pass out of double teams. The Clippers had absolutely no answer for him. They were shook the entire series. I did not expect that, but to your point too. I mean, just the depth in which they had, I didn't think the Jazz had that, and the Nuggets definitely were able to prove that they had that. They had the depth. Jamal Murray, I didn't see him being able to do that against Kawhi Leonard. I really didn't, and not even just against Kawhi Leonard, but a team that had dogs, a team full of dogs. Apparently, that what the Clippers did. I didn't foresee Jamal Murray being able to do that. And again, I go back to what I said. I apologize. Nuggets definitely won their series. In my opinion, they were the better team in that series. I don't care what you say about the Clippers. To be able to come back 3-1 against anybody and along the Clippers says a lot. And they really proved that they were the best team in that series.
And not only coming back 3-1, but coming back in double digits in all 3 games, the last 3 games. They literally were down 18, 16. They were down by 12 in game 7.
Right. Yep.
Second quarter. Mm-hmm. Came back again. So shout out to the Nuggets. I was glad it happened. Glad to see the Twitter explode last night. It was
amazing.
One more thing to cut you off, Sharky. Sorry to cut you off, but conditioning played a huge part in this.
Cut you off.
Conditioning plays a huge part. You know what I'm saying? When you look at how the Clippers had, you know what I'm saying, they were asking for timeouts in the fourth quarter. You know, that's an issue. And then you also got Jokic, who came back into the bubble, which was a lot of people to talk about, but he came back 25 pounds, something slimmer.
Mm-hmm.
Conditioning.
Yep, he learned from last year when he got tired in that Portland series.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Denver their credit. I mean, I picked the Clippers on Let's Be Real because I felt like there was no way the Clippers should lose this game based on the information that they gave us at the beginning of the year, from Pat Bev and Lou Williams talking noise to Paul George joining the Clippers in the first place. On paper, there was supposed to be no way that the Clippers won this game, but I mean, deep down, I knew that Denver was going to win this game because, like previously, like I mentioned on Twitter, the Clippers have no playmaker. They have nobody that can initiate the offense. They have no way of making an offense flow. On the flip side, look at Denver. They're moving the ball around. Jokic he got gravity. He's pulling in double teams, passing out to shooters in the corner and on the wing. Like Took said, the system was working perfectly against the Clippers, and they had no answer for it. And I don't know if we will get into Mr. Glenn Rivers, but I
do want to ask how many of y'all see him get fired after this season?
He needs to get fired. I will put in my application to be the Clippers coach. I can coach them better than what he did. He needs to be fired, in my opinion. He won't be fired because they announced it earlier. But I saw nothing inspiring. I saw what I saw for the past decade plus from Doc Rivers, where he gets blessed with superstar talent, but the man cannot coach. He cannot coach X's and O's, period. I don't care what anybody says about him winning a championship. That man has 0 X's and O's, and you can't tell me otherwise.
I'm saving my Doc Rivers slander. I'm waiting. that comes with due time. You can't just slide that in there like that. He needs his own. We'll talk about him like
needs his own show.
Right. Let's be real about Doc Rivers. There you go.
And there we go for this episode. Well, like I told y'all on the last podcast episode.
Yes.
Game 7 and the Clippers.
Yes.
Game 7. This is also what I said.
Yep.
Hey man, shout out to you, bro.
Yeah.
They messed up, bro. Sheedy, you got anything?
Of course. I originally thought when the series began that the Nuggets did not have enough to beat the Clippers. I watched even as they were down 3-1. I didn't think that they again had enough to beat the Clippers 3 games straight before falling. To your point about Glenn, Glenn won his championship because of Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett, his energy, his ability to talk on the floor, his ability to be a leader in the locker room were the reasons why the Celtics were back-to-back Eastern Conference finalists and why they won a championship. In regards to the Nuggets, I love Mike Malone. He said he was not worried about Pat Beverly's comment unless it was coming from someone like Kawhi.
Yep.
They went on in 3 straight from that point. Thank you, Mr. Malone, for out-coaching.
Yep.
I hate to say a black coach, but out-coaching Glenn again in the series. Now, I don't know how much is left in the Nuggets tank. Okay, I'm gonna be honest there. However, I do believe that we're primed to have a decent Western Conference Finals. I know we're gonna get into that later, but again, I give our credit, but the Clippers, the Los Angeles Clippers, my thing says what they're missing. Well, they were missing the rim, the net. They were missing the whole goal.
Apparently, we shooting threes from the corner, hitting the backboard. The
wide
open.
Backboard.
One thing they didn't miss was bringing their luggage with them to get on the airplane immediately back to LAX. They're not missing the finals again this year because they're going to be watching it just like everybody else. Next slide.
Oh man.
I love it when she get emotional, man. It's hilarious.
That's that father energy right there.
Yeah, that's what that is. Exactly.
We all just snapped the Clippers while giving the Nuggets their credit. So, what's the Clippers offseason outlook?
Hey, my team. I don't care what they look like.
First and foremost, you need to decide between Lou Will and Patrick Beverly.
Oh, they both gone.
Because they are literally a mirror. Like Patrick Beverly, great on defense, terrible on offense, and Lou Will is the exact opposite. So either both of them needs to be gone or one of them needs to be gone.
I have an option for them. They can do Go 10 and Trunks, and you can fuse them together. And then that way you can
Who would that be? Who would that be?
You got Lou Beverly.
Lou Beverly.
Who would Lou Beverly be?
What about Lemon Pepper Beverly, man?
Their all season needs to start. There needs to be a conversation between Patrick Beverly, Sam Cassell, and Reggie Jackson.
I got.
There are three really ugly people on that team, and you don't need you don't need a team with three really ugly people on your team like that. That's why the chemistry ain't working too. That's why they had chemistry issues.
I have no problem with what you said, brother. I think the first thing you have to do is find a point guard. You have to find that initiator. You have to find that go-tinks, which I was actually going to say somebody like Eric Bledsoe, but that's the Bucks problem right there too. They don't have anybody to run the offense. So it's like you have to find a point guard. You have to find a Mike Conley who will be perfect, you know what I'm saying, in a system for Doc Rivers to put some kind of system in. But because y'all say he can't coach, I think you got to do better than Kawhi running.
Here's my problem.
You got to do better than that next season.
Here's my problem too. The Clippers had Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Kawhi Leonard, I heard that Kawhi Leonard was the best in the league. I said that. Yeah. If he's going to be the best in the league, and we just talked about how James Harden says that he thinks he's one chip away. If you're the best player in the league, what else? What more do you need? What more help do you need? You had the best bench. Apparently, you had the best bench of the whole entire NBA. It was like that in the regular season. They were talking trash like that. They were talking trash when the restart happened. They were talking trash when the playoffs started. You don't need more help. Apparently, too. You had quality and you had Paul George. Apparently, the best wing duo since Jordan and Pippen. Now, I'm not sure if another point guard is needed.
Speaking of that, Skyler,
you had the will.
Speaking of that, Skyler, Trez said in an interview that he was Rodman. This was like last year. He said, "Yeah, I'm like Rodman. I'm modern day Rodman." He said that.
So speaking of Rodman, that is why I don't think Montrezl Harrell is going to get traded. I think he's actually going to be a starter next season.
He's decent.
Nice.
I think he's gonna be that Rodman, that energy player. Like that's what his career is based off of. He may come back shooting a little bit better, but
he's a free agent, my boy. He's a free agent.
He's gonna get paid.
No, not really. He just cost himself some money. Somebody will give him some money.
Back.
He ain't
finna He finna get paid, but not as much as he probably would.
I doubt he's on the team next year.
Yeah.
Shout out to Damon and CJ for going in last.
Oh, they had time last night. They had time.
It was hilarious.
That was straight comedy.
Yeah,
they had time last night. It was a party.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that the Clippers, they need. I don't. As I was watching them play, I don't like Kawhi Leonard with Paul George. I just don't like it. I feel like they're similar players. They're both isolation players. I feel like Kawhi is more consistent than Paul George. Last night was a big outlier for Kawhi Leonard, in my opinion. We saw what he can do when he's in his zone. Paul George is too hot and cold for me. He could get 31 night, 13 the next night. I can't vibe with that. In my opinion, I would get rid of Paul George. It ain't gonna happen. I will get rid of Paul George, and I will see what I can get for Paul George. Again, in my opinion, I will try to see what's up. This is my opinion. I will try to see what's up with Ben Simmons. That's just my 2 cents. Because he's a point guard. He can score from the block. He does not mind passing the ball to Kawhi Leonard. I will see what's up with Ben Simmons. That's just
I'm gonna let you go first because I disagree with that 100%.
Okay, I do disagree with that specific trade, but Paul George ain't it. He's not it. I mean, James Harden ain't it. Playoff, they're not cut from the same cloth as the greats or even the superstars. They're not superstars. James Harden is not a superstar. Paul George is not a superstar. If you're a superstar, you show up in playoffs. They don't show up in playoffs every year. Every year, same old thing, every single year. They're not superstars. That's the problem. And also, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is a superstar, but the problem with him is he's not a leader. Well, he's not your superstar got to be like that.
He's not cut from the MJ mold that everybody was making him out to be.
Right, he's not cut from that mold.
And that was eventually what ended up being the problem.
Exactly. Like Patrick Beverly can't be your leader. I'm sorry. He can't be your person on the team who gets you pumped up. There's no way the Clippers came out their flag. That's on Kawhi Leonard.
I don't think
I
after
that's on Doc Rivers.
Can I throw a stat at y'all really, really quickly? I'm sorry,
ahead,
Stat. I'm sorry, Statich. I know this is something that you generally like to do. Did y'all know that Kawhi Leonard didn't score in the fourth quarter 3 times this playoff series?
Yep.
3 times?
Mm-hmm.
That's your leader. That's the same guy that wanted Paul George on the team. It's the same guy that told LeBron and AD, "Nah, I'm good. I do my own thing over here in the basement of Staples Center." It's the same guy now.
Told Toronto.
It ain't all on Paul George. It ain't on Paul George. Kawhi Leonard, he only averaged 5 points in the fourth quarter of the entire series.
Kawhi missed Kyle Lowry.
Yep.
Hey man,
A leader.
LeBron would never do that.
Clearly.
LeBron would never do that.
Clearly, he missed the top 10. But what I was gonna say is, and Skyler, you kind of brought it up. I don't think you automatically trade the person that your superstar wanted to be there with. Like, at least give them another year to see how it work out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they got a year. They have a year left.
I mean, yeah, let's give them a year left and see what happens. Like you put everything, you put literally all your eggs in one basket. They don't have any first round. And this is why. This is why. If you can do something with them next season, cool. I mean, not next season, after the season after next, cool. But you got Paul George there for Kawhi Leonard, and you got Kawhi Leonard there for a reason. That's to try to win a championship. It didn't work out the first season, cool. Go back to the drawing board. But you don't just ship him off because he had a bad series.
I'm with Savage.
Go Trevor. Yep, Trevor, I'm here.
I'm with Savage. You gotta see what you can get for Paul George, man. I'm
As
sorry.
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible. I gave him his quote-unquote excuse last season because he had the 2 bad shoulders, but I even said that this season, like going into the playoffs when everything started, that the Clippers had the most to prove because everybody was crowning them as NBA champions already, and they haven't really done much anything, and we saw what happened there. Like, the whole time I was keeping an eye on Paul George, like while everybody was talking about everybody else, like Paul George probably only had like maybe 1, maybe 2 good games this entire series.
Playoffs.
1.
Playoffs.
You can probably count on one finger how many good games he's had in the entire playoffs.
One finger. I like this.
So at this point, you definitely need a playmaker. You need a true point guard. So I will definitely see what I can get for Paul George. Probably try to ship him off somewhere. Of course, it'll probably be a rental because him and Kawhi both have a year left on their deals before they're free agents. And just see if you can get something back, because right now it's not looking too good because y'all gave up your entire future just for this season.
And don't forget, Trevor, Golden State coming back next year.
Exactly.
Coming back next year.
With a vengeance. With a vengeance.
So, and once again, my bad, Trevor.
No, you good. You good.
Back to that Ben Simmons deal that Savage proposed. I don't think Ben Simmons scuffing that clause.
He not. But
you need somebody that's cut. Take for instance, Jimmy Butler. Kawhi and Paul George are talented, better players than Jimmy Butler. But you see the difference between the three in this playoffs, right?
That's true.
That's a clear difference. He's cuffing that cloth. That's give me the ball. I'm gonna take over this game. They're not, and he's a leader. Like, they gave him bad rap. We ain't gonna go down the road about what happened with Chicago, Minnesota, and Philly since he left.
He's in Miami now.
Right.
He's in Miami now.
We'll talk about this series Saturday, but that's the thing. Like, you need Kawhi. He's 28. He's not gonna develop it all of a sudden.
Nah.
Paul George just is not. He's just gonna choke in playoffs every year. He's not gonna do that now. So I don't know what they can do.
Leonard is the issue.
I saw this comparison right here, and this was probably a little accurate. Kawhi Leonard is just Jerry Stackhouse / Latrell Sprewell with 2 rings.
I don't know about that.
This didn't come from me. I got a little more respect for Thanos.
I would say he's a shorter Tim Duncan. He just kind of quiet. Because Tim Duncan still had you had vocal leadership from like Tony and Manu. Tim Duncan wasn't really like just like the vocal leader. He led by his play.
He was just the best player on the team.
Right.
It's Kawhi. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Kawhi's still a Hall of Fame talent now.
Right.
Yeah. I agree. This is
We can't disrespect
well,
somebody that got a Jesus shot, dog. Like,
Oh yeah, man. Sheedy, man. We ain't heard you say nothing. What's up?
Me?
Oh,
Oh,
I
no.
love the Grizzlies get them. I ain't gonna. The Grizzlies get Paul George hated. I love
Paul
it.
George for Dylan Brooks and JV.
Yeah, give me that.
Book it.
No.
That's a perfect trade for both parties.
Hey, Bruce cut from that cloth. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He's scared to shoot it.
Him up, man.
He gonna go hard. He the perfect kind of player for Doc Rivers.
But thing is, Paul George in Memphis before you go, Paul George in Memphis, we got somebody cut from that cloth. John Morant is on his way.
Yeah.
So we won't have to. We won't worry about that mix. But do you go?
I just want one. If that trade happens, one, I'm not a huge fan of that trade, but two, I would need them to. I need Paul to understand that you're still second or third fiddle as you come to Memphis. I think the thing here about the Clippers, the entire time, to be honest. What's up, Coach Jones? We don't, except for Chandler Parsons, that blew up in our face.
That's old Virginia. That's old Virginia. That's Chris Wallace.
That's Chris Wallace.
Right, moving forward. Next Grizz Jam, bro.
Got King climbing now, but
yeah.
So like the season, even when the 1 year rental was with Toronto, Kawhi enjoyed where he was at. And Savage and I have both talked about this in length about he just doesn't enjoy being a Clipper. He doesn't enjoy it. And it's written all over his face. He didn't score in the fourth quarter, but you know what he had to do? He had to carry that team because nobody else was doing nothing. And so he needs those same hands that people gave LeBron all the times when he didn't score in the fourth.
Come on.
And I didn't forget about Giannis. I didn't forget about everybody's MVP either.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't want to say that right now. Or Russell Westbrook. These are
players.
But like Kawhi can do something with the Clippers. I'm not saying he's going to bring him a championship. I just think that he has the wrong talent surrounding him now. He has proven that if he has specific talent to his capabilities, that he can do much better. And even having a better coach. I said it. Nick Nurse is a better coach than Glenn. And so I think those things need to be said. But again, I know the Clippers are going to run it back. I don't know too many people that are going to be fond of taking on that salary and stuff from Paul George. If Montrez goes, wow, that's huge because I think he is a very big asset coming off the bench for the Clippers. This is the way they play because they don't have a coach. But also, like, where was all these 6 men during the series? That y'all couldn't close out one of those 3 games, 6 men coming off the bench. It was 2 of y'all.
They in Magic City.
Eating wings that's mid compared to Memphis wings. So hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, so that's all I gotta say about that. But I will, before we leave, I will have to say something about my Heat because I won't see y'all on Saturday. So you know that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Scott, you got something to say before we move to the next?
I mean,
like you got something to say.
Kawhi Leonard. I'm not gonna leave this alone. I mean, he's really good. Please don't get me wrong. Kawhi Leonard is really, really good, yet also very lucky. So, Finals MVP when he got with the Spurs, was he the best player on that team?
Nope, he's the 4 or 5.
I don't think he was the second or third best player.
He was the unsung hero of this series.
If he gets Finals MVP, he gets it.
Finals MVP, damn near mooched their ring. Let's be 100 about it. So then he goes to Toronto, wins a ring. Can anybody say that they win their ring if Golden State is healthy? Even halfway healthy, would they win their ring?
I could argue it, but I'm not.
But
hey man, I love top 10 Lowry. I'm not arguing that one.
KD gave him a quick 11 before he eventually went out.
Come on,
like minute and a half. A quick 11. So
and I'm gonna go 3 for 3 from 3, and then I'm gonna go sit out here. Right. That's what he did.
But also, I love Steph, but he slick choking. Kyle Lowry, I played him in this series too. But Kyle, to your point, Kawhi still like me.
My only point with Kawhi was that series, game 1, Spurs versus Warriors. He was giving them that work before Zaza hit him with the foot under the jump shot. But I'm not gonna argue it because this is not time to argue that. So continue, Scott.
No, that's it. Kawhi Leonard talked plenty trash when he got to this. He was talking about this is my city. This is my did all the talking.
Quiet. It's a house.
Lost 3-1 to the Nuggets. Again, no disrespect to the Nuggets, none whatsoever. But you lost 3-1 to the Nuggets. You didn't even get to the conference finals. So there is no more talk, in my opinion, and I'm not here for it. There's no more talk about Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James. No more. Because LeBron James would not do what Kawhi Leonard just did. He would not. And to CD's point, if LeBron did that, oh Jesus Christ, everybody on the face of the earth is coming. So we need to do the same energy, that we would have done with LeBron. If he would have done this, give that same energy to Kawhi Leonard. People said it was the best player in the league.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap for me. I'm out. I'm out on it.
Okay. Oh well, we're done with the Clippers. Lakers Nuggets, Western Conference Finals.
I got time today. Go ahead, too. I got time.
I'm ready for this.
I got time. Please talk to me, too. Talk to me. Talk nice to me.
Nuggets in 7.
Boy, you big smoking.
The reason I say that is because of the reason they beat the Clippers. You have a system going. You have everything going for you. They're hungry. They want to succeed. They want to win. And I understand a lot of people saying who's gonna hold LeBron, who's gonna hold AD. They're gonna be dominant, but the better team is the Nuggets, and we're gonna see it this series.
Okay, so I have a question. I have questions, right?
What's up?
I have questions. So, and these it's simple questions, right? So, were the Nuggets not down 3-1 to the Jazz, and were they not down 3-1 to the Clippers?
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Didn't they win?
No, I'm asking you. I asked you a question.
Okay, fine. They were. The answer. They were. To answer, they were.
All right. Second question I have: do you think that the Nuggets would beat the Lakers down 3-1?
No.
The fact that you have to think on that is the point.
They are not. LeBron, Raymond James would not pull what the Clippers did. Would not pull.
But I'm not saying that they would be down 3-1. I never said the 3-1.
I'm saying they will be.
He gave you a hypothetical.
So you said game. You said 5, right?
I said Lakers in 5 because this
of course that'll be the case.
This is about to be a walk in the park. Why do I say that? Because one, I don't know if you know or not, Took, but Mr. Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee did not play last series, and
there was a reason for that.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Obviously, yeah.
But they are rested and they are ready to defend Mr. Nikola Jokic.
So let me ask you this: why didn't Dwight and them play? Why did they play?
Jokic didn't tell them. What are you talking about?
My response to that too is coaching, something that Doc Rivers does not do. Because Frank Vogel said, "Oh, let me change my lineup game 2 because game 1 the Rockets gave us that work. Let me change my lineup." And what happened? 4 in a row. Lakers in 5.
So I'm saying, like, strategy wise, what happened? Why didn't Dwight and JaVale McGee play strategy wise?
Because
it the 5 out, right?
It wasn't a favorable matchup for them. No, it wasn't a favorable matchup.
So now you got Jokic at the top of the key, and you can 5 out again, which would probably make them irrelevant again.
Well, not necessarily, because I've watched a lot of Denver Nuggets tape, and Jokic, he is on a pick and pop at the top of the key. But we know AD can stop that. Let's be real.
AD can, not the other two.
We know AD can, and that's what I'm saying. So when Jokic is not in the game or when he's on the block, you got McGee down there, and if McGee tripping, he can get out. If Dwight tripping, he can get out. And AD said, "I don't mind playing the 5 so long as we need to play the 5." And I trust AD on defense more than Jokic on offense. That's just me.
I agree. I agree with that point. I disagree with the Dwight and JaVale resting. Let me. AD is the one he's worried about, not them two.
I'm saying it's an option for the Lakers to do. Now, of course, if things change because styles make fights, then Frank Vogel has proven that I can change my game plan, unlike Doc Rivers.
Yeah,
and I can change to the flow of the game. And
what AD do you expect to see this series? Because that's going to be the key factor too.
I expect
you said it before that you found inconsistencies in when he's like alpha AD, and when he's giving it away.
And that's why I gave the Nuggets 1 game, because AD gonna chill for 1 game. It might be game. I say game 2 because game one, Nuggets not winning because they came from a 7-game series. They're gonna be tired. That's what they call a schedule loss. Game two, they're gonna come out swinging. They probably will win that game. But from there, AD, I'm like, I cannot fathom who guarding AD. That's what I want to know. Who guarding AD?
It
Is
might
it
be
Jokic? Too slow.
might be mention
Is
LeBron.
it Junior? Is it Junior? Hell no. Who guarding LeBron? Who?
Again, you asking about man-to-man defense, and it's really gonna be a zoned-out defense, some kind of defense to stop them. Like Mike Malone's one of the smartest coaches; he'll figure it out.
I get you on that.
But they're gonna do that thing. They being LeBron and AD, but who's gonna be that third? So is Rondo gonna continue to step up and be playoff Rondo? Because he was doing a hell of a job, by the way.
I mean,
but is he gonna continue to? Is he gonna be able to run that second unit better than Morris is? Gonna be able to run his second unit on the Nuggets?
I mean, we saw last series where players were stepping up. We saw Kuzma step up. We saw Morris step up. Morris wasn't missing. I mean, that man wasn't missing. We saw Rondo step up. We saw randomly important Tucker step up. Like the Lakers are clicking. They are finding their groove, in my opinion. I can't see Denver going past 5. I cannot. Right. I wanted the Clippers because I felt the Clippers were going to give them seven games. The Nuggets, to me, I said this weeks ago. I said it's going to be a cakewalk. It's going to be a cakewalk from first round all the way until the finals, whoever they meet. We're not going to get there yet. But I've been on the money. Can anybody attest to that? I've been on the money with the Lakers. I said, don't worry about it. Just be patient. Just wait. What's going to happen?
And let's let Skyler go next because he was the worried one that you are referring to. Are you confident now?
He probably not.
I'm not as worried because I won't be satisfied until I see LeBron and AD host a trophy at the end of the playoffs. Until then, I'm just okay. I'm not as worried because the team, honestly, I ain't gonna lie, the team that I feared, and I think I said this before the playoffs, the only team that I feared was the Clippers. And God just so happened to open up the skies and the earth. And now the Clippers are not there. And now the reason I'm going Clippers in 6, and you're lucky I'm saying 6 too, because LeBron and AD are now saying, okay, there are no more Clippers. Because I'm pretty sure they thought their threat was the Clippers. Now that there are no more Clippers, we got the Nuggets. Again, no offense to the Nuggets, but we got the Nuggets. Again, I appreciate everything that the Nuggets did. Jokic ain't going off like that against AD. Savage, he mentioned potentially like JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard, AD, he ain't going for that. So all those like double teams that the Clippers could not handle Jokic, which is why Grant was able to get easy layups. Murray was able to get easy baskets. Gary Harris was able to get easy baskets. AD ain't going for that. So where the Clippers were double teaming him and he was able to find open shooters, find open cutters, that's not happening with the Lakers. Why? Because the defensive player of the year, Gobert, he couldn't guard Jokic. Clearly, Montrezl Harrell or Ivica Zubac, however you want to pronounce his name, could not,
Or Kawhi Leonard.
Or Kawhi Leonard. But we've seen a different LeBron James. Ask Russell Westbrook how much defense LeBron James is playing these days. So if at any point, if anybody feels like, okay, Jamal Murray is going off, LeBron James would guard him. And at that point, we can all go home. Lakers in 6.
Trevor, you got the Denver Nuggets hat on in the jersey. What's up?
Yeah, but that was just for the put on for their.
There you go. Be smart.
There you go. I didn't want to see something.
I probably was the only one with Savage that didn't have any worries about the Lakers because I said even during the season games, like they chilling right now, and once they start clicking, then the sky's gonna be the limit for them. It was a hell of a run Denver's on, great run they're on. They'll split the first 2, somehow win the second. But LA is just clicking on all cylinders at this point. I said earlier in the season, this is their championship to lose. So with that being said, Lakers in 6.
Sheedy.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep mine brief. Lakers in 6.
Easy.
Sorry, Took. Same here. I got Lakers in 6. Now, I can't tell you this. It won't be easy. And
of course not. No, it won't be.
I tell you, another thing I tell you, I would not be shocked if Denver happens to win the series. But I picked the Lakers in 6.
I'd be very
At
shocked.
this point, if Denver wins this, they're destined to win the championship.
Right, at this point.
I don't know about that either, because Miami on the other side. I ain't gonna lie to you. From what I
This
saw,
point.
At this point,
and Boston.
Boston
at
is.
this point, if Denver somehow wins the series, at this point, they destined to win the whole thing because
Let me
stranger
tell
things
you,
happen.
if the Lakers are up 3-1, it's even if it gets to 7 games, no. But if the Lakers are up 3-1, you tell if you look LeBron James in the eye and say, "Hey, LeBron, you got to win 1 game to get to the finals. What you gonna do? what think LeBron gonna do? This ain't Kawhi. This ain't Donovan Mitchell.
Come on now.
The only reason I really can't say nothing too much about LeBron because he's playing A1 basketball, so I give it to him.
Yeah.
But boy, if the Denver Nuggets win, that'll let me know everything I need to know for the rest of LeBron James' career and the Lakers.
That's facts.
If the Denver Nuggets win, I will. And how about this? If the Denver Nuggets win, I will buy you a Michael Porter Jr. jersey.
Okay.
Hey, I kind of want one.
You talking to me, right?
Yeah, you.
Just got to clarify. Okay.
That's yours. The jersey's yours. You can have it.
Okay.
There it is, folks.
Nice.
All right, you heard it here first.
All right. Okay. All right. We're going to talk about the East Conference. Well, you know what? We're going to talk about it Saturday, but let's go and talk about game 1 since Sheedy ain't going to be there.
Here.
Sheedy, you go first, man.
Go
ahead,
Thank God I get to go first.
That's what he
said.
Ready.
First quarter happened, right? You know, we were down.
Yeah.
You know, they were hitting shots.
Yeah.
Didn't say anything. Second quarter happened. We tied it up at half. Third quarter happened. Again, they put on the hammer on us. We were down 12 to start the fourth quarter. We came back. Terrible calls. It is what it is. Win the OT with it. I fairly believe DJ got pushed and then pushed the other guy. So I don't really see fault in that, but it is what it is. Never let the game be dictated by the referees. Saw overtime happen. But I was actually very confident when we went into overtime because we had more of the momentum going into overtime. So I was okay with it. And we won. That was by far the greatest sequence of plays I've seen in the playoffs, where Jimmy Butler put that team on his back. He did not settle for another jump shot 3 that he did hit in the corner. That Paul George can go ahead and go back and see how to hit those corner 3s.
Or he can just look at me. Like, it is
or
what it
you,
is.
right? But he went right to the people, right? He went right to the cup and scored on an and 1, right? Came back. He actually was a little faulty on that one, but I know they had to talk about it beforehand. Let him go to the rim, and there was Bam. Not only did Bam block his shot at the rim, I think people forget he also got the dang on rebound. You know how hard it is to block somebody's shot and get the rebound? I do it all the time. But like, this Heat team is playing amazing. Now, no disrespect to the Celtics. I think the Celtics are a great team. They deserve to be exactly where they're at right now. But this series is going to be a test for us, for the Heat. As a Miami Heat fan, I am extremely excited to watch every single game, even starting tomorrow when my daughter is here. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to watch it, Alea. I swear to God, God is so good. But I'm telling you right now, Eric Spoelstra is a coach that is not and never gets the praise he needs. And he's been doing it for almost a decade as the head coach.
Yes, sir.
And he has 2 rings to show for it, 4 in the NBA finals, and possibly a 5th final here very soon. But we never talk about how great Eric Spoelstra is as a coach. Jimmy Butler, excellent. All the white people that we got on the team showed up for the playoffs. Out here almost got. You can keep Miles Leonard on the bench.
Yes, please.
Duncan Robinson. I do need you to stay out of foul trouble.
Yes.
And then Goran Dragic playing like he was back in 2013 with the Phoenix Suns and all NBA 3rd team, in case we forgot, right before we traded for him. So I look forward to us winning this series and going to the finals.
So, Kitchen Nunn need to be over there with Myers Leonard, by the way. Outside of that, just keep Kendrick Nunn over there with Myers Leonard, and we good for the rest of the series. It's gonna be a great series. Game 1 was great. I think it's gonna be like that the rest of the series. I do think it's going the full 7 games, but as Jimmy Butler proved yesterday, I think that's what's gonna happen. He's cuffing that cloth. Jason Tatum scares me. He did travel on that 3-point. They almost went in at the end. I didn't go in because they did not call travel. So obviously referees were missing some calls. But Gordon Hayward might return soon at some point in the series. But game 1 was a great game. I think he'll go. I think the rest of this series will be like that. We're gonna be in for a treat.
Look, if we can get 6 more games like that, hell, I'll pay $30 a game. I'll pay for that.
I will too.
Because that game was a really good game. Not at any point throughout that game I was bored or uninterested. Like, it was just a game of runs. I mean, the fourth quarter and overtime, it was a big shot made here, big shot made here. Sheedy mentioned Goran Dragic, Jesus Christ. Celtics, you should probably guard him. Somebody should guard him because Jesus Christ. The man
29.
is Jesus Christ. 29. Jimmy Butler, ladies and gentlemen. Phew, boy. God, those were some really tough baskets. He was just as hungry as y'all mentioned on last week. He literally is not trying to lose one bit. And to continuously put that Heat team on his back and to say we're not losing this game, and they follow suit right behind him, has been really good to watch. I am very nervous about my Celtics pick. I felt confident when I made the pick. Going into yesterday's game, I was nervous, but I said the Celtics got this. They're winning 7. And I'm looking I'm still nervous. I'm still going Celtics in 7. Jason Tatum looked good. Marcus Smart, who y'all laughed at me too, because I said Marcus Smart was gonna ball, is balling. So much for your 10 points a game. So much for your 10 points a game too. Marcus Smart.
We never know.
If the Celtics can continue to get what they got from Tatum, what they got from Brown, Kemba Walker, I guess he just gonna put on a jersey and then just run around and miss 15 shots. But if Marcus Smart will continue, now I don't think he can continue to put up 26 a game. But if he can give you 15, 20 a game for the rest of the series, I feel more comfortable about my pick. I'm still going Celtics in 7.
My problem with Boston from watching that game and then watching it again for bootleg breakdowns, they have zero interior presence. Like Bam Adebayo, this man is a walking. You talk about Jokic. Like, let's talk about Bam Adebayo with these triple doubles and these like assists. Like, he had one play where I think it was Hero who came up and Dragic pointed him in the right direction. Hero cut real quick to the goal through the middle, and like Adebayo threw like a dime bounce pass right to him, clean layup. Like his vision and his intelligence in the game, that scares me as a Lakers fan thinking about the finals. That scares me. Like that would be 7 in my opinion. But I'm nervous about Boston because of their interior presence. Also with Tatum is not attacking the basket. And we saw what happened when he did attack the basket at the end of the game with Bam meeting at the rim.
Hey, respect for him attacking though.
I respect that for attacking. I hated that last shot he took at the end of the fourth quarter. That was a terrible shot. I don't know why he shot that. But I'm looking at Tatum and I'm thinking about. I'm not saying that he's like this player, but just thinking about what's required of him to get better. Tatum is really, really skinny. And I'm thinking about Jordan when Jordan ran to the Pistons. And he said, you know what, I need to bulk up. Tatum he's 6'7", 6'8", and he's skinny. Like he has no physical presence. I wanted to see him more in that mid-range area, that post area that he talked about so much with Kobe. And he shot a lot of threes. And that, in my opinion, that might be their demise, is the fact that they have no interior presence and their best player, Tatum, he doesn't have a mid-range. He has a mid-range game, but I mean, it's Jimmy Butler. It's Tyler Hero. They're like they're deep. Miami defense. Y'all annoying. Y'all are annoying. Like y'all swarm to the ball. Like y'all forcing traps, turnovers. Like even when like players leave their man, they recover so quickly. Like closing out, hands are up, contesting. And to me, that is just like that coaching. That's coaching. That's championship basketball right there. And so I'm nervous. I'm probably more nervous than you, Skyler. Like I kind of want to change my pick, but I don't. I can't change.
Do
I
it.
can't change it. But game, it'll go 7. But yeah.
Hey, before Tuka and Trevor go, shout out to Jay Crowder, bro.
Oh yeah.
I be scared when he hit the threes, and it's like, bro, he keep hitting them giants. I'm like, okay, okay. And
Was
also,
he here in Memphis?
no, he wasn't.
I like that.
He was.
He was attempting them. He was attempting, yeah.
Is this about him going in?
But before y'all go, Brad Stevens, as much credit as we give him as for being a really good coach, their offense down the stretch,
dismal.
It was ISO, a lot of ISO.
Yeah, got to get a little better. Got to get a little better than that, especially with Kemba Walker. He finally made a shot, but I mean, he shot 2 for 15, like 2 for 15. He can't. Yeah. All right, y'all can go.
I think what I saw from the Heat, and Skyler, you hit it on the head, is, man, if I can get 6 games like this, more games like this, I'm happy as an NBA fan. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's about the money, but I still got Heat in 6, and based off of what I saw the other night, is definitely gonna come into fruition. Like when you look at everything that the Heat are bringing to the table, and I told y'all, it's not about who has the most talented players; it's about who wanted the most. And this is the series that. Back and forth baskets. Like we saw that in the game 1, and I think that's the most exciting part. But at the end, who wanted the most? Who's gonna get you that dub? And they got that in Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying? And Savage, you hit it right on the head when you brought up the comparison with Mike and the Pistons with Jason Tatum. Like I got that exact same feeling. I think Jason Tatum's offensive game is there. He can put up MVP numbers next season. I truly believe in that. But he's gonna have to look at this series and say, I need to go ahead and get my body right like Jordan did. Go ahead and add that 10, 15 pounds of muscle that'll make him that much better. But Jason Tatum, he's a killer. The jump shot is it's cold, but y'all right, he do need to attack more. But when you rolling defensively like the Heat, man, Bam Adebayo, and he running that paint. So I don't think it'll be this easy for him this series, but. Yeah, that block. Oh my God!
And also, Jason Tatum's got a whole lot better on defense.
Yeah,
I agree. He's a complete player. He's a complete player. Like he got it. He got it. He just gotta. He's running into his Pistons, and he's gonna have to get his body right for sure, or a lot better. I only say right. He got it, but if he can get his body right a little better, and of course add a little mid-range game to the Jordans and to the Kobe's, Jason Tatum's it.
Trevor.
So along with Took, I was also and Sheedy. I picked the Heat to win this game in 6, and game 1, it was no more evidence of what I needed to see. First thing I said was for Boston to even have a chance in this series, Kemba Walker is going to have to average between 18 and 25. He was 2 of 15 in this first game. Marcus Smart gave you 26.
6 of 19.
Huh?
6 of 19.
6 of 19. Excuse me.
Still not good, but
still not good.
Still not good.
Marcus Smart had a great game. He's been balling all bubble, but at some point you have to know that he's going to come back down to earth at some point. Of course, you got Gordon Hayward potentially coming back, so who knows how much minutes he's going to get while he's out there. And then I'm just liking what I'm seeing from Miami. They're on a roll right now. Jimmy Butler, I think we said his name enough and won't say his name, won't stop saying his name because of how well he willed Miami to that game 1 win. Of course, Bam with the key block and thing, and him being an inside presence is going to be key and was going to provide problems for Boston. I think Savage just alluded to it. They have no post presence, no rim protector, things of that nature. So if they decide to make Bam a focal point in the offense, like Boston could be in trouble. Of course, Duncan Robinson, you would love if he just stay out of foul trouble. Tyler Hero, I said it before, he don't have ice in his veins. He got Freon in his veins. Like he's just bro has Freon in his veins. It's like he literally has no conscience, no awareness, nothing. He's just like, look, I'm here. I got this shot. I'm shooting it. Do with it what you will. I do expect Boston to come out, play much better in game 2, so I wouldn't be surprised if Boston took game 2. But I'm definitely sticking with my pick, Miami in 6. So,
yeah, can I just a real quick insert, and then I know we gotta be done. I don't want any more talk about, and it's not just y'all, it's is everybody. I don't want any more talk about how the Heat need Joel Embiid. We don't need him.
No, who said that?
And hold on. Wait. We will not trade for Joel Embiid. We will not trade Bam Adebayo,
No.
Tyler Hero, and Duncan Robinson for him. So that's the first thing I want to say. The second thing is what Tyler Hero did as a sixth man and what Jay Crowder did as he really became like our third guy yesterday with how many points he scored. The Clippers should have been taking notes. And that's it.
That was the type of players they're missing.
Yep.
Yeah, great ending, man. I know, Sheedy, it's game time for you.
Yeah.
Any moment now.
Any moment.
Take some blankets with you to the hospital. Keep it on like -10 in there.
Yeah,
Take some blankets and a pillow, like 7 of them, because I don't know what kind of pillows they got in there. Just trying to help you. I was just there.
Did they wash them? You know, they got COVID around.
Well, I don't know if they washed them or not, but they aren't pillows. They just, I'm not sure what those things were. They weren't pillows.
They just cushions, and I ain't even there.
I don't even. That's exactly what it was. What you see Sheedy with, that's exactly what the pillows were. A small towel. That's all it was.
Oh, man. All right, man. Great. Let me be real, man.
I love you guys. This is awesome.
Oh, we will be recording on Saturdays now for the viewers. So be on the lookout Saturdays from here on out. Thanks due to the NFL season. So
a day earlier, we get to talk about Doc Rivers. I'm ready. I'm ready.
See y'all Saturday.
I'm still throwing my shade at them. So hey, let's just when that day comes, let's get it.
Peace.
Peace.